Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis here, back with another Lost Sector guide. This is going to be Exodus Garden 2A. We are over in the Cosmodrome, southern side, down here in the Divide. Jumping up here in this warehouse area up here. It's always cool to be back in the Cosmodrome. But this is going to be a Fallen Lost Sector. You've got extra shields, match game, locked equipment as usual, barrier, and overload as well. So just to make sure I don't get shot, I'm going to move over here for a second. Go over my loadout. So barrier. You've got your options. You can go submachine gun if you would like to do that. You can go pulse rifle. If you want to go exotics, you can go no time to explain. A lot of people potentially have that one. Quite a fun gun to use. Definitely get the catalyst. For overload, you're going to be dealing with captains. So you can either go scout or you can go auto rifle. Those are your usual choices. But I will say, you do have servitors that are going to have void shields in here. And those are mainly the only shields you need. So it's really your option in how you handle the Void. But to save my ammo for champions, something like Xenophage actually works really well. I've done other guides with other things. There's no specific reason for this one. Now, when you get to the boss itself, and if you want to try and nuke the boss, honestly, if you have a rocket launcher with tracking, that's going to be a good thing because the boss floats way up in the air, so a grenade launcher is going to be kind of tough. Machine guns are going to work as well. So if you've got thermal erosion, if you've got xenophage is what I'm going to show you guys with. And this one is actually just going to be really helpful to pump the damage out. Either way, overload captains, you can totally take them out with your stasis grenades. So don't forget about that. That Duskfield grenade keeps stunning them. As long as you have thermal overload on your class item, comes from the artifact. And then Surge Eater, as soon as you get that stun, you're going to get your artifact right back so you can keep throwing it. Helps with those overload captains. The other champions are barrier servitors, so you are going to need barrier in one way, shape, fashion, or form. It's completely up to you guys. So say I went no time to explain. Down here, I would probably go thermal erosion, just because it's something I can shoot at range on the boss in the end. That's the biggest thing. There are quite a few little servitors running around that are going to be void, so you need some way to deal with void. And as we don't have a void machine gun right now, I would love it, so we could do two birds with one stone. You are going to need void here in your energy slot, just because it's going to help you the most. Now, granted, I could go truth teller and mainly just go grenade when it comes to the overload champions. But just as a backup, I'm going to go gnawing hunger for overload. Now, this is last season, but if you have had a gnawing hunger drop, this is something you might want to hold on to. Even if it's not the greatest roll at first, Gnawing Hunter is a pretty solid auto rifle, and it's going to be a void auto rifle, and there's just not a ton of those going around. So that's my recommendation. I'm going to go barrier, overload, and just major damage here. Stasis with my grenades, and then again, check your perks. It's like, do I have, the right reserves going here? Do I have, do I need to switch? Should I go machine gun scavenger? Probably. It's going to help me a little easier, so if I get some ammo. Should I come up here and, instead of grenade launcher ammo finder, go machine gun ammo finder? Same principle. So check your perks, check your stats that's going in. Also in here, you're going to have damage from a lot of different things. So whatever your chest piece is, don't forget that's where you're going to put your resistance on. If you've got a void chest piece or something like this, or solar, the chest piece is where the resistance is. And remember, that is now stacked, like 5 resistance pieces are now stacked into 1. So that damage resistance works really well. So whatever you got, throw it on there. Can't hurt anything. So let's jump inside and show you guys how this goes. All right, so when you jump inside, you're going to have a servitor kind of as your first major obstacle right here. So usually I'll just sit in the back, pick off these shanks, and just try and put some work into the servitor. He's not a big deal. Any of the servitors that you see, they're not bad. Just be patient with them and then just focus them down. There's just a couple places where there's a bit of a bottleneck because all these little crates and a couple tight spots make things really interesting. So mostly what I try and do is stay back and just work from range for almost all this stuff. Now this little spot right here, kind of jumped over here, and then if I start lining them up, whether they're here or they just all seem to walk right into this little corridor. It just seems to be where they run. They're either over there or they just all start running in here. So it's really not too bad. I've got the arc resistance on, so the dregs aren't hitting me too bad. If they hurt, you can play a little more cautious. Sit back. Over on the right is going to be your first champion. That's going to be a barrier champion over there. So again, now I'm going to throw a grenade for really no reason at all, just to mess with him. Now that champion is definitely going to be putting in some work, so be ready when he goes to barrier mode to hit him. He's going to put up his shield any second. Once you get him below that third, that'll go. And then that's usually when I'll pull out the heavy. If you got a rocket launcher, if you got another machine gun, you don't have Xenophage, that is okay. Wasted my melee, but that's a Titan. I waste more Titan melees with Stasis than I know what to do with. Now, coming up quick is going to be an Overload Captain who charges you pretty hard. Now, one way that I found, for one, reload your heavy so you're stocked up. Usually doesn't come behind this box. He warps everywhere, though, so your goal... Now, I'm going to do this with the... Now, that's why I like Xenophage. Is it perfect for everybody? Does everybody have it? No, but any machine gun should work. Apparently, I'm getting rained down with some engrams today. Got a prime earlier. Now you can sit back and start picking these guys off. Hang to the left first. Try and pick off as many of these guys as you can. See that ammo finder brick on the ground? That's why that comes in really, really handy. Now, watch out up top. You're going to start to see some servitors, or not servitors. You're going to see some Vandal snipers up top, so just watch your angles as you push up. Same thing when you come up here, you're going to start to see a little more. So try and get the high ground. These little buildings actually work. Like this guy up here, be careful. These sniper shots do sting, so make sure you're kind of strafing back and forth. Watch the grenade. And then just start trying to take the shots where you can see them. Some go fairly quick. Pulse rifle's doing some work. But the high ground does wonders if you need to get an angle. Now, down below me, there's going to be a lot of stuff down there. I've got a barrier servitor, I've got an overload captain, and then I've got a bunch of guys, and then once you pull up far enough, you're going to get these guys to spawn. So hop on that building, get those guys to spawn, and then if you can pull back, you just get them to explode in a nice chain. Works fairly well. Look at that guy keeps peeking on me. Works wonders. So watch for those guys. Get them to spawn before you go too far into anything. That overload captain is right around that corner. There's a nice little ammo brick. Thank you, ammo finders and scavengers and such. Servitor is way in the back, but that is not actually the champion. Champion is going to be a barrier champion to go with that overload champion, which is just a horrible combination. As soon as you get that champion drop, be ready. Now again, I did the wrong thing here, so I'm going to hit him with that. I'm going to reload while he gets staggered. Hopefully his health doesn't come back too much. It's coming back a little bit. But we're working it down, we're okay. And that health regeneration while staggered is an issue on 1280s I've got to figure out, so that'll be a discussion later. But we got a few more adds, 2 different servitors shielding, so your main focus is just the servitors. It's going to be kind of difficult to take them out. Your main goal is to start whittling down the servitor itself. Trying to find an angle to do that. Hi, how you doing? Try and find, not this guy, break a shield, occasionally do some damage to him. All I'm trying to do is whittle some guys down. If you can move them away from the servitor like this, you'll actually get to where you can do damage to them. Some of those guys, if they get line of sight or pull back here far enough, then you can manage them. So pull back, try and pull the adds to you. Now careful, I'm getting a little overwhelmed up top here. Now that's a big drag. That was a little risky, but you know, we survived. Gotta do a little risk reward there. Most of the guys are down. Again, if you can get him to keep moving and teleporting, eventually most of these guys would eventually kind of give way. No reason to rush this right now, seriously. There's absolutely no reason to go fast here. Eventually these guys will get out of shielding capabilities, but that servitor has some impressive shielding. See, if you pull him far enough back, you're going to be able to do damage to him. And we got some more exploder shanks. I do not remember that second round coming that way, but there's apparently a few of them. Again, and we got a whole other set of adds here. This seems to be in a different order than when I ran it last time, so if you get slightly different situations than I do, that's okay. At some point, there's going to be less guys here. Actually, not to die. Yeah, the orange bar dregs have those like shotguns. Those are going to hurt just a little bit more than normal. You can pull them around, get them slightly separated. That just, you know, barrier servitors are probably one of my least favorite of all, being as how they shield other guys, and they usually always have help. Now again, if I really want to pump him down, you can hit him hard, break the shield, be ready to break the shield, and then finish him up. Once he is down, should be very minimal after this. This guy should go down kind of like a chump. Grab my spin metal while I reload, multitasking at its best. What's up, dude? There we go. Now, this is where I said you're going to want a machine gun, a tracking rocket launcher, something to hit from far away, mainly because the boss is so far up in the sky, it's going to be hard to hit him. So this is Xenophage putting in some work. Now, he's almost dead. I'm just going to show you guys the rest of what's in here, because there's a lot more things that are going to come at you. You're going to have a lot of ads, little drags and stuff that are going to kind of run through the center area. They're eventually going to march up to you. So if you're having issues with ads, you're trying to do it up in that room, you don't have to run up there. You can do so much from back here. The ads will slowly kind of single file come to you. You're also going to have a lot of little servitors kind of spread all around. So depending on what you're running, machine gun or otherwise, I know not everybody has Xenophage, so at some point I'll have to try and do this without it later. It is just beneficial. It's one of those powerful things. If you have Darcy, if you have a heavy sniper, if you have a linear fusion rifle, that actually probably would not be a horrible thing here. Trying to kill these servitors over here while I take them out. See if I've got any more. Big boss is sitting up in the sky. Hey, more spin metal. Why not? Apparently that's what Glimmer is for sale today. Once you creep up far enough, you're going to continue to get ads to come. And that's the key. They're nice to have for ammo drops if you need them, but if I just need to finish him off, he's dead. You're going to have a few more ads that come out of the back. A couple stragglers off to a side, maybe. Now, I would not get up anywhere near where I am right now when the boss is up, just because if that boss starts pummeling you, it's going to hurt. Those servitors are slow, but when their shots do tag you, it gets them tend to be very, very painful. Got like one straggler left. When you open the box, you'll see what you get. Okay, I got a brand new exotic. There we go. So it is headpieces today from this Lost Sector. I'm recording this on December 1st. So I'm sure the exotic will change, but you got exotic heads coming from here. Helmets, I should say. And I just got a new one, so not too shabby. Got the one that mostly seems like it's for trials, but at least the stat roll seems pretty good. Well, that is it, guys. So main thing, you got void shields on servitors, so you need a void energy weapon. If you have gnawing hunger, you can throw overload on there, kind of get 2 birds with 1 stone. Your stasis grenades can also count for overload. Just be ready and make sure you have both of those perks equipped. And then also you're going to need barrier of some kind, whether you go submachine gun. For the servitors, you're going to usually be in a close enough range where a submachine gun would be fine. It's just going to probably end up in your kinetic slot. And then something for heavy damage that can go a long ways. Grenade launchers are going to be hard to get that high up into the sky, so watch out for those. So that's it for this one, guys. Thank you very much. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like below. Leave a comment if you guys have any thoughts, opinions, builds, or otherwise. Love to see you guys helping everybody out down there in the comments, so keep that going. And if you want to find me on Twitch and Twitter, it's Ebontis on both. Right here on YouTube, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that alert bell, and my next videos will make it in your feed, hopefully, if YouTube allows. So thank you guys very much. See you soon.